What's up YouTube? Capital G here, giving you guys a quick market watch, letting you guys know what the heck is going on in the secondary market, seeing if we can save you a little bit of money, or of course, even better, make you guys a little bit of money. So evolves or Dolkka, let's start here and talk about the card that has skyrocketed over 400%. Basically, this one was a little predictable. Of course, this is the ultimate version coming out of Photon Shockwave. I think the second set in the Zexal era. This was predictable because you guys know Laggia went out. Laggia kind of like shot up to like $20, then it went a little down to like 15, and these two cards are basically tied at the hip because when one of them is good, the other one is good because you play them in the same exact deck, and you generally don't see one without the other. Like maybe you'll play two copies of Laggia and one Dolkka, but you almost always run them together. Now Dolkka has seen some reprints in the past, guys, but a lot of these reprints are from like 2012 from the collector's tin, or I believe there was a battle pack version of Dolkka that's also like a common. But I mean, good luck, guys. The card used to be about $1.50 and now it is sitting at like $7.50. I mean, I probably would not invest in these. I wouldn't even buy them, not because the dinosaur support isn't good coming out of dinosaur, the structure deck are Tyranno's Rage, but just we don't know when the deck is going to be released into TCG, guys. We just don't know. I mean, look what Konami did with Pendulum Domination. Like, they delayed the fuck out of that. That structure deck was supposed to come out 7 months ago before Nationals of last year, and Konami just fucked around and, you know, ended up delaying it like twice. So anyways, Guaiba, not exactly sure why this one is up. The dual terminal version is basically triple the price. I'm not sure if these were like bought out by someone or what, but I don't really think that this is played in the new dinosaur support. This is basically just a Dino Rabbit type card, or at least the last time we saw it was like 2012 and like Dino Rabbit, Macro Rabbit. So it's been a while for Guaiba. I would definitely stay away from this. If you have them, I would highly suggest you just go ahead and sell them, unless you're just like a diehard and you have a Dino Rabbit deck that you cherish and you don't, you know, you got like you want to keep the highest rarities, or you like the DTs. DTs are incredibly, they're hard to get because obviously there aren't any more dual terminals being stocked. But honestly, I don't think that this card is going to hold its price. I think it's going to plummet when people realize it's really not that good in the new dinosaur support, unless I'm just completely wrong. But I'm just not seeing it with Guaiba. I would probably just pick up, like, I think the super rare version is like $1. Maybe look at the super rare version, you can get it for like 70 cents. Like, come on, no way I'm paying 10 times the price. Dimensional Barrier. So this card was at its lowest like 49 bucks, and it's currently about $70. It had a normal market price of 60 bucks, and I actually hate to say this, guys, but I can totally see this becoming the new $90 card, because we did just have Pot of Desires that was like 90 bucks, and you know, Yu-Gi-Oh players are definitely willing to spend $90 for a play set of a really amazing card. And when you move to a format where zoos are expected to be the best deck, and then you have decks like Wind Witch, Idol, Artifact, which primarily use fusion, when you have a lot of decks that are using like one mechanic, and Pendulum is just not really that big of a mechanic, you know, this card just becomes better and better and better. And the reason why this is like the most played trap in the OCG is because it's just not susceptible to spell and trap destruction. You know, unlike Solemn, which I think is obviously a better card, if you have this set and your opponent tries to Galaxy Cyclone it, or they try and use Cosmic Cyclone or Twin Twister or whatever, you can just chain it and, you know, bam, like they basically locked out of their extra deck. So, you know, it's a really good card. All right, Wonder Wine, not just the ultra rare, but the ultimates as well are basically double in price. This is because of the Wind Witch Idol Artifact deck. This one was about $5. It's up to about 10, and this one was a little over 9, which is about 19 now. Yeah, they both doubled because in the Wind Witch Idol Artifact, obviously, Alistar is a spellcaster, and then all the Wind Witches are spellcasters. And essentially, what you do is a lot of times, if you don't have like a optimal opening play, sometimes you'll or maybe in the mid to late game, you'll get rid of just random Wind Witches that you have in your hand just to like draw better cards, try and get to your power cards. And then obviously you can use the Wind Witches from the graveyard. You can banish them, try and summon Raideen. Good in the early game as well. Good for getting Alistar, you know, in the graveyard so that you can banish them or whatever. A really good card. It has only seen a couple of printings, and Generation Force, obviously being the first Zexal set, is just crazy out of print. Totally awesome, and a lot of stuff related to Paleozoics, guys. It's just really going down. Paleozoic and Totally Awesome is still a really good deck. Still seeing a lot of top tier play at the YCSs. The YCS in Australia, it did extremely good, but I don't know if this is because people have fear that Toad might get hit, or if it's just like people have lost confidence in the deck and its ability to be able to beat DDD and Zodiac and win which I don't artifact and Infernoids, and people are just, I don't know, maybe they're just looking and they're seeing too much competition. But yeah, confidence is definitely at an all-time low and totally awesome, which is a shame because one of the best cards in the entire game, one of the best succeeds. But yeah, man, there was a time where this was a $60 card and even its normal market price is $42 and it's currently about $38. So it's even $4 under the market price, and it just needs to be going down, down, down. So I don't know. This is gonna have to be one of those things where for me to see TA's price go up, I think Paleozoics are gonna have to like do really good at YCS. Like, I don't think they have to win YCS Seattle, but they have to do really good, like maybe a top 8 or a top 4 finish. Swap Frog is obviously directly linked to that. The Paleozoic deck, if it's down, ultimate Swap Frogs are going to be down as well. This card was about $50. It's lost about $5 of its value. I think it's just going to keep going down, honestly. I don't know if it'll get under like, $30. Maybe that'll be a little extreme because it is an ultimate rare and it's pretty difficult to get. And people waited years and years, and I mean years, to get this card in any type of holographic form. But, again, I think people have lost a little bit of confidence in Paleozoics. I don't know, maybe it's just because they have not won a YCS yet, because, ABC and Metaphors both have. Maybe people have lost a little confidence in that, but I really can't explain why the Paleo stuff is going down in price so fast. Ultimate Rare Tinkies. This could have been a situation where people bought out the cheap versions, but you see the normal market price is about $47 and it's about $60. You guys know what this is for. This is, of course, for Zodiac Beast. Tinky is basically a staple in the deck because the entire archetype is level 4. Well, no, it's not all level 4. They got some other levels in there, if I'm not mistaken, but obviously, Tinky is a staple in the deck, and there are a lot of people who like ultimate rares because Konami does not print ultimate rares anymore in our core booster sets. If I was you guys, rather than even thinking about spending $60 on a Tinky, I'd just pick up the gold rares. I mean, I don't think gold rares look that great. You know what I mean? I'd probably even get the super rares over them. But I mean, when you compare $60 to $2 or $1.50, I don't think that there's much of a comparison there. Now the thing about this price is, I think this price is gonna hold, because if Zodiac Beasts do even half as well as what they're expected to do, this card is probably going to end up getting hit on our ban list before there's another holographic reprint. You know what I mean? Like, I can honestly see Tinky going to 2 because it just happened in the OCG. Infernoids, we've been talking about we've been talking about this archetype for a little while now. Much like Zodiac, just anticipation of Raging Tempest and them getting a lot more next door, plus their new trap. People are expecting them to be an extremely strong deck. This one right here came out of Cross Souls. This card never got a reprint. That's the reason why I think its price is basically just rising. The same thing's happening with Devati. This is one of the ones that you just summon using one Infernoid. Infernoids are not susceptible to Dimensional Barrier, which makes them kind of attractive as well. This card's kind of like an anti-Solemn card, like an anti-Solemn Strike card, because if your opponent doesn't Solemn Strike this, you can basically force them to Solemn Strike another one of their, you can force them to Solemn Strike this, or kind of just put it back in their hand for nothing. I mean, this is an overall good card. It is kind of expensive though, especially if you're going to play more than one, because it was $5 and now it's about $8. So, I mean, if you're going to pick it up, I say pick it up now. This was the most shocking thing in the entire batch. Oracle of Zefra, $15. What the fuck? And at first I was like, guys, I have no idea, but then I read in the comments, and apparently Pink Nuno says, tired of YouTubers ruining prices through hype. So I guess we're to blame. I guess it's my fault that this card went up in price. I don't know. I've seen some Zefra replays. I think that the new Zefra support is really good. And the fact is, you have to play Oracle of Zefra. Yes, Zefra are getting another Rhoda, but you want to play as many Rhodas as possible, because this is a Rhoda that actually gets you cards when you synchro and when you do other things like Fusion Summon, NXC, and stuff like that. So Oracle of Zefra, To me, this is a hype price. I would not buy this at $15 because you're not gonna play one Zefra. Like, you either play 3 or you don't play Zefra at all. So just wait on this one, I'm gonna say. I mean, these cards aren't coming out until Maximum Crisis anyways. Like, we're not getting Maximum Crisis until like May. I can't see this card going up anymore. Just probably, guys, wait a couple of weeks, wait for people to forget that Zefra deck, see if this will drop down to like $6, $7, maybe even $8. When it drops down to like $8, just pick up a playset then if you have any interest in playing Zefra. So you guys let me know what you think. Secondary market seems to just be, God, it's just a totally living, breathing thing. Like, you look away for a second. I talked about Oracle of Zefra being an $8 card on like fucking Monday, and then on Friday it's fucking $15. Like, maybe it is my fault. I don't know. Thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.